Most people chase happiness without ever truly understanding what they're pursuing. They talk about it, work towards it, even pray for it. But ask them to define happiness, and most fall silent. The confusion lies in what we're actually seeking, and it's not always joy. This misunderstanding traps us in cycles we don't recognize. But understanding the difference between these two emotional states, pleasure and joy, can quietly change everything. It opens the door to a life that doesn't just feel good for a moment, but becomes genuinely worth living. Pleasure is fast, intense, and short-lived. It's the rush of a sudden compliment, the thrill of buying something new, the satisfaction of crossing a goal off your list. It arrives quickly, lifts you up, and fades just as fast. It's designed to be a quick hit, not a steady presence. And this is where the trap begins. Because the more you chase pleasure, the more you need to recreate it. What excited you yesterday becomes a normal today. What once gave you a thrill now barely registers. And so you reach for more, louder, faster, stronger, just to feel the way you used to. You begin craving, not just because you want more, but because you feel less. You reach for more, buy more, accomplish more, not always out of joy, but to fill a quiet void. It becomes a chase with no finish line. The pursuit itself turns exhausting, like pouring water into a cup with no bottom. No matter how much you add, it never fills. You're left with the illusion of movement, but no sense of arrival. And there's a reason it works like this. Part of us that responds to pleasure is wired to keep us chasing the next reward, not to help us feel content with what we already have. It urges us to reach for the next thrill, not to settle into contentment. It drives wanting, not having. This system is ancient. It helped our ancestors survive by keeping them in motion. But in modern life, it often leaves us restless. Over time, this craving grows louder, while the satisfaction fades. The same behaviors bring less joy, and we find ourselves stuck in cycles that once felt exciting, now feel hollow. We confuse stimulation with meaning. We grow addicted to chasing that which we never truly need. But when life gets heavy, as it always does, pleasure can't carry the weight. It vanishes when things get hard, leaving nothing steady to lean on. Pleasure doesn't hold you in the dark. It disappears. Joy is different. Joy doesn't burst in, it unfolds. It arrives softly, sometimes unnoticed. It grows from stillness, not stimulation, from meaning. not excitement, from presence, not pursuit. Joy lives in the quiet moments, in deep conversations, in acts of kindness, in time spent in nature, in creating something that matters, in simply being where you are, as you are. It's in the laughter that comes without effort, and in the silence that doesn't feel empty. It isn't a spike, it's a foundation, a kind of warmth that doesn't shout, but stays. It settles into your bones, becomes part of your emotional landscape. You may not notice it at first, but it notices you. It anchors you. Where pleasure is about what you take in, joy is often about what you give. Not in grand gestures, but in small ones. Your attention, your care, your presence, a hand on the shoulder, a word at the right time, a quiet act of love. And strangely, the more you give, the more you seem to have. Joy grows this way, not through chasing, but through presence. It expands in quiet ways. It doesn't need celebration to feel real. Even on a biological level, joy works differently. While pleasure pulls us outward in craving, joy draws us inward through connection and calm. They don't flare up and vanish. They're gentle signals of belonging and balance. And unlike the rewards that fade with repetition, these grow stronger the more you return to them. The science echoes what we intuitively know. Connection is nourishment. But maybe the most beautiful thing about joy is this. It doesn't disappear when life gets hard. It holds steady. Because it isn't built on escape. It's built on connection. You can feel it in shared silence. In doing something meaningful. Even when it's difficult. In knowing you're a part of something larger than yourself. Being seen. Seeing others. And the simple truth that you are already enough. With nothing more to prove. This isn't to say that pleasure is bad. It adds color and excitement to life. It brings energy and sparkle. But it was never meant to be the foundation. It was meant to be the garnish. A wise life holds both. Pleasure as the celebration, not the purpose. Joy as the rhythm, not the exception. Pleasure as the spark, not the fire. Joy as the glow that remains. Because in the end, it's not about rejecting pleasure, but about grounding yourself in something deeper. Something that lasts. Something that doesn't just brighten a moment, but lights the way forward. When you stop chasing highs and start tending to what truly sustains you, everything changes. Life stops feeling like a race and starts feeling like something you can inhabit fully. Something that doesn't just feel good, but feels real. And in that shift, you may find what you were searching for all along. not just fleeting happiness, but a life quietly grounded in something deeper, something that lasts, something that endures, something that feels like home.